Okay, so I'm John Darko and I have a Technics 1500C turntable with me here today. This is the Audiophile non-DJ version of the SL-1210 Mark VII, and you can see there is no pitch fader, there's no strobe light, there's not even the model name marked on the table itself just here. So we lose a few things, we lose the DJ things, but we pick up some nice audiophile things. We get an Ortofon 2M red fitted as standard, and then at the back here are two sets of outputs. Phono output, which is switchable over to line level output, which means there is a phono stage inside. So that phono stage, I assume, is designed around the 2M red, or moving magnet cartridges anyway. So this is just for moving magnet, and it's switchable. Also on the back is another switchable feature, which is the auto lift. So when the arm gets to the middle of the record, it lifts up. I recommend that you turn that off as soon as you unbox this thing, because it's not great. If you've got a record that's cut very close to the label, so I did this with a Craig Finn, last Craig Finn album, it got to the middle of the last track and then just decided to lift up automatically of its own volition, which is not cool. So I would rather have it run into the run out groove and then lift it myself. And whilst we're talking about tone arm lifting, this lifter mechanism on here, I don't love it. It feels a bit cheap. It's certainly not as good as the SL-1200G that I had prior to this turntable, but it is adjustable, so we can adjust, where it lifts, and there's a screw here to do that. The VTA is also adjustable on this turntable, different to the SL-1200G where we rotate the arm base here. This one has a locking screw, and then we lift it up to the desired location, which is explained in lots of detail in the manual, so we can move it up and down, then lock it again. And as a table, I guess in terms of build quality, arm lift notwithstanding, it's a pretty solid device. It doesn't feel as solid as the old SL-1210 or 1200s in my book. And when playing a record, the plinth here is not really designed as effectively to resist vibrations as more expensive turntables, including the 1200G. However, for the money at 999 euros, this is a pretty good table. Now, regular viewers of this channel will know that I'm not really so much of a fan of entry-level turntables because generally the factory-fitted cartridge lets them down. But that's not the case with this 1500C. Using this cartridge and coming out of the inbuilt phono stage, it sounds absolutely superb. I'm super impressed with the phono stage cartridge combination here. I think it's really impressive what Technics have done. I would say this is probably the first entry-level-ish turntable that I've heard with phono stage and cartridge, the whole package, that I've not really felt let down by. And what I mean by that is that there are some records that I've got now that to me sound better than their digital counterparts when streamed from Roon to a DAC into the same audio system. So in some cases, I prefer the sound of this table to the digital stream. Surprising her, because I never thought I would reach that point at such a relatively low price level, €1,000. Because there are no comparisons to other tables, this is not what I would call a review. This is just my impulse thoughts on this turntable, having owned it for a month. I really dig it. I think the phono stage inside is excellent. It's a good partner for the 2M red. I have a 2M black here as well, so that's an automatic swap out, and that takes it up a notch again. I think it's well worth putting a 2M black on this table. The 2M black is the configuration that I run most of the time now. If you're hemming and hawing about which Technics to buy and you don't want to go on the runaround, what cart shall I get, what phono stage shall I get, if you just want an all-in-one solution where all the decisions are made for you by the manufacturer, I highly recommend looking at this Technics.